Okay, we're sitting here in the casino in Las Vegas, as you can obviously tell. There's nothing better than Las Vegas's casino.
Not at all.
And we're going to look at the Monday night game, the last one on Monday night, because I guarantee you there's going to be some people out there that aren't going to listen. They're not going to be following what Zack has to say. They might not give me that email to get a couple free games from me at jbplayslv6@gmail.com. Just put the subject Harvard, and I'll know you're calling for a couple free plays. Want to get there, introducing ourselves this week, but this last game on Monday night should be a nice doozy. But if you're on the East Coast, what time does that game start? 10 o'clock?
No, they're doing a doubleheader. I think.
Yeah, no, 7:20. So that's 10:20. Who's going to be up at 10:20 to watch the whole game? Well, if you're up that late, that means you really need us. So make sure that you pay attention. I love the fact that it's the Rams and the 49ers, and it's LA, San Francisco. I mean, it's back the way it should have been. Just like the Giants and the Dodgers, now we got the Rams and the 49ers. That means something. It's real simple to handicap this game. For the LA Rams, you got two things. You got Todd Gurley, and you got their defense. Their defense only allowed 20 points per game. That's good. You know, I have no problem with that. The odds makers, they favor LA on the road. When I first thought, how can the Rams be favored by anybody on the road? Well, two things. One, their defense can get it done and hold the score down. The second thing is that shows you how weak San Francisco is. Jared Goff, for you guys, he's inactive for this first game. Case Keenum, he was 18 to 24 in preseason, so his accuracy's there. You know, didn't show a lot in preseason. But you got two things for the Rams, like I said, Todd Gurley, and you got their defense. For San Francisco, Blaine Gabbert, okay, I think he's better than Kaepernick. But here, they don't have any running back, so it's going to be onslaught. Just all you got to do is get the quarterback. Last year, they didn't have one running back that made over 500 yards rushing. I think Carlos Hyde, but he's questionable with a concussion, so I don't even know if he'll play. But they have nothing. Let me tell you what they don't have. Well, they do have Chip Kelly, which I think is a bad thing. So I'm going to say they don't have a coach that I can really trust for game one. I mean, you know, this guy's so complicated and says so much, who knows who can fit in his style. One thing about a great coach is they usually take your style as a quarterback and work around it. He doesn't do that. He takes his style of play, and he wants that quarterback to do his style. I'm not sure that Gabbert's had a chance to do that yet. He might get it done. But this first game, that's all I'm talking about. They have zero playmakers. When you look at that, let's say the score is 10-3, and they don't have a playmaker on either side of the ball. They don't have one person that you can go to count on. They got chaos kind of in the city on the team. They got mistake prones. Kaepernick has been a distraction, so you don't know what you're going there. And they got a horrible defense. Opening game, no one's going to do anything fancy. I mean, it's just going to be hard-nosed football, nothing fancy. Well, when you look at nothing fancy, the only two things you can look at is who has the best running back and who has the best defense. That's clearly the Rams. So I really think you have a choice of taking the Rams and lay the 2, or, like I'm going to take the under 46. And for you guys that didn't listen to Zack or myself all weekend long, and you need that parlay to bail yourself out, who knows? Maybe you better take the Rams and the under. What do you got for this game?
Yeah, I do. I like the Rams, and we'll go back to last year. 49ers and that
was a split, right? Last year?
I believe they lost both of the games.
No, it was a split. Home team won both.
Okay. Well, on the road, the Rams or the 49ers were 9.5-point underdogs. I remember this game.
Yeah.
And it was just atrocious. The 49ers couldn't complete a pass, and the Rams were playing horrible offensively. They kept the 49ers into the game, and all of a sudden, that second half, you saw that wear and tear of Todd Gurley. All of a sudden, he went from having 30, 40 yards rushing to over 100 yards with ease with a couple of long bursts. So,
well, he did from week 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's when he really started out well. I mean, they used him so much, I'm sure his stats diminished, but he was over 100 yards in all the way through the first 5 weeks, every week.
Yep. But Gurley, he's a factor back that people aren't really talking about as much as they should. The running back's an underrated position now because it's all these dual running back systems, triple running back systems. But Gurley is going to shine on Monday night. You got the Jeffrey Fisher factor. Obviously, he's on the chopping block right now.
I'd chop him already.
He already has those odds in his favor as being the first coach fired, even ahead of your buddy Rex Ryan. So Jeff Fisher, new team, Case Keenum. Usually that veteran quarterback's not going to be starting very long. Eyes are on that number 1 pick, Jared Goff. But I'll harken back with you got Colin Kaepernick, Blaine Gabbert. Who knows who's going to be named there with Chip Kelly. You just have that system in line. You don't see that work in the NFL where you keep going to that same quarterback and a coach that's in his second team. Things are going downhill for Chip Kelly. Maybe that was another. People are saying last year was a reach in grabbing Tom Sula. Who's to say Chip Kelly's not more of a reach in grabbing him? So 49ers organizations had some internal issues, and you can't get yourself out of that in the strong NFC West. That is a strong division, and I think we're seeing a little bit too much devaluing here from that 9.5 point spread down to 2.5 here. The Rams, just because they have Case Keenum, and the 49ers' new head coach, Chip Kelly. Let's face it, Chip Kelly's got too much value from his Oregon days and that early start with the Philadelphia Eagles with Mike Vick, but the last year and a half, 2 years, just hasn't got it done. The NFL's figured him out, and I don't see it changing.
Didn't the players, they kind of were rebelling last year with Chip Kelly anyway.
Yeah. Eagles had to let him go. And
yeah, he might be the kind of the cancer in the clubhouse. I mean, this guy's not a people person, and I really think as you're a head coach, you got to be a people person. I mean, if he was the quarterback coach or the offensive line coach or something, yeah, he can yell and scream all he wants. But when you're the head coach, you gotta manage the coaches, you got to manage the temperament in the locker room, and you're supposed to be Mr. PR and Mr. Motivator, and I don't know that he's going to get that out of especially a young, impressionable team, and with these distractions right now with Kaepernick, who knows?
Right.
So anyway, make sure that we'll be here every week. Hope you're here every week, and just look for Harvard or look for Zack, and we'll talk to you all later. Good luck this first week.